What is happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel and to another video. I hope you're all keeping well. I know it's a bit of a difficult time for quite a few people at the moment, so I hope you're all doing as well as you can be. As you can see by the thumbnail and title, this video is back on with the Golf, just to do a little bit. Now, in the last video, we got the outer sill on and the front corner, and then made a little bit of tidying up in the rear arch. That leads us on now to be able to start looking at and thinking about putting the driver's side flooring. Now, I've got to admit, I've been in for a day or two and not put the camera up. I've just sort of got on with a few pieces. The reason I've not filmed is because it's all been covered in the previous video. It was all done in the passenger side floor video. So I've repaired the front edge of the rear seats. I've repaired the cross support rail that the front of the front seat mounts to. And I had to do another little repair that I didn't have to do on the other side. So let me go and talk you through and show you what I've been doing. And then I'll move on to hopefully being able to get the floor pan fitted. There's the floor, obviously cut out as it was before. I've gone along and tidied up this edge and got it bang on where we want it to be. You can see down here I had to replace part of this as well because it had rotted. We've got a little bit here. Again, I'm leaving weld on the back of things so that it's strong. That needs cutting down to size. And then this edge of this seat as well, we've rebuilt most of this. Now it does need a bit of tidying, yes it does, but it's on, it's strong. And ready to roll. Now, something I've got to repair that I didn't have to repair on the other side is this in here. So this is essentially the transmission tunnel, and this is where the driver's floor goes up that way. You can get a gauge of where we are. That's the bulkhead there and where the steering goes through. So down in this corner here, there was a hole right in the corner. Now the rust hadn't travelled too far, so what I've done is I've gone in with a die grinder and a rest bit, and I've ground away all the way back so that it was back to solid steel again, or as far as I could get it. Looking at it from this side, yeah, I went as far back as I could to get back to good steel, and I've now gone over and I've rusted the whole thing, which has gone off. I've started priming the inside, so we can then put this piece on that I've made. There's the hole. This piece is going to go into that corner like that, and we'll seam weld it all the way around on the inside. And then outside, we'll also seam weld it all, or get in as much as we can and weld in as much as we can on this side to fix that problem, I suppose. Now, I've got some PU adhesive coming for the caddy to do a few bits on the caddy. So that's basically what seam sealer is. So I'm going to then seam seal the welds on that piece, so that is done. Because here, there's an L bracket that ties back to this point here. It's sort of an L bracket to tie this and this together, because that's where the steering rack mounts to keep a bit of strength. So we're going to have to sort that. Now, I'm not ecstatic about that repair, but it's the best we can do to sort the problem out without taking all of this front end off, which would just open up a can of worms. And doing it the way I'm doing it, where the panel is bigger than the hole and we're seam welding it both sides, is the strongest way of doing it in my head. Everything's been primed, everything's been sealed. It's all going to have seam sealer on it as well before the floor goes on. So hopefully it will be okay. Which is a nice little segue into the floor. So as I mentioned, we've trimmed all of this hole back to where we want it to be, and up into the car a little bit more. Cut a little bit more out of the sort of bulkhead and where it goes into that, because there's 3 panels that join. This has obviously all been repaired. The floor pan has now been cut to fit the shape as well, same as the other side. We've cut that around to get around this part of the floor here, so it goes in, and obviously this will stop here. We've cut most of these lips away that we've needed to. This one here at the top comes off that way, which is where the 3 pieces come together. So we've cut all of that off. This edge normally comes sort of up and across that way and up that way as well, to go up into what would be sort of the transmission tunnel, if you like, which we don't need anymore because of where I've cut it. So I've cut all this back and it fits pretty well. Then I've used here, if you can see that line is the we've used the joggler again. You can see it on the edge there. It's got a step in it, which is the thickness of the metal, so it's a 1mm step. I've had a few people say it's not a joggler, it's a joggler. It says joggler on the box and it says joggler on the advert, so I'm calling it joggler. So yeah, whatever it is, it works. So we've done that. It all sort of screws, clamps, whatever together and fits bang on. So now we've sorted all of these bits out, there are a few little bits that need sorting out, but they'll be doable when the floor is all in the car. We're gonna have to get that little corner welded in, and then we'll get this floor pan welded in as well. There we go, that is that. Bit welded in, painted, looking pretty decent from this side, it's nice and strong. This side doesn't look quite as good, but I'm still gonna sort of tidy it up and get it sorted. But yeah, when that L bracket's in, and it's covered in undersilly, you'll never see it. As long as it's strong, I'm not really too fussed. It was all primed before it was all put together, so there shouldn't be a problem. I'm gonna seam seal all of that front before that front bracket goes on as well. But now, you can see down there, floor has been all painted. I've painted all of these openings, all this in here as well where it's going to go. So, let's get the floor in, get it all clamped and screwed and sorted and in place, and then we'll go around with the Y wheel on the drill, start cleaning the edges up, and we'll start tacking this floor in. And just like that, there we go. Driver's side floor in the car. Oh man, this is getting me so excited. We're getting back to a solid shell. All the other little bits and pieces that we're doing, they're all good and they all need doing, don't get me wrong, but things like this, putting that sill on, putting this floor in, it's time to get back to a car again. It's not just little fabrication bits. Now we have still got a lot to do. I've still got little fabrication bits here which are gonna wind me up. Front panel, roof, boot, and then I've got to go around and finish the bits I've actually started and I've not finished. So yeah, there's still so much to do, but just having this floor in, man, feels good. Feels damn good. So, it's in, it's welded down there, welded all the way along, up the back and along here on the outside. I've not welded any of the inside yet, and I've not really, I've not dressed or cleaned or painted anything yet. I'm going to quickly chuck a bit of primer on it. I'm running out of time to be able to get this video out on time. I'll show you quickly inside what it's looking like. Look at that, yes. So I've still got to weld all of this bit up here, along and around here, but I've not done it yet. But it's looking a hell of a lot better. And yeah, we've got solid floors in the car now. Massive, massive thank you to these guys. So a huge thank you goes to Heritage Parts Centre for sponsoring the channel, sponsoring this build. Without them, this project really wouldn't be happening anywhere near at the pace that it is. Yeah, thank you so much to those guys. I'll put a link in the description to their website as well. If you're going to buy anything, don't forget to use the code CHAMBERS at the checkout to get yourself 10% off your order. So massive thank you to the guys at Heritage for working with me and for giving that little thing back to you. If you've enjoyed the video, or even if you've not, please consider clicking that subscribe button and press the little bell to get a notification of when we post a new video. I'd be greatly appreciated as well if you could like the videos and drop me a comment. I read all the comments. It's getting a little out of hand now for me to reply to them. I sat for 4.5, 5 hours the other day replying to comments. I do read every single one, so yeah, do please leave us a comment and let us know what you think. So we'll leave that one there then, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I do really, really appreciate it. Until next time, enjoy.